Hi, and welcome to this episode of John's Model Kit Review. In today's video, I'll be reviewing Hasegawa's Mitsubishi A6M2b Zero Fighter Type 21 in 1/48 scale. This is Hasegawa kit number JT43. This kit was introduced in the mid-1990s. The Mitsubishi A6M is the most famous Japanese fighter aircraft ever produced. It was produced for the Japanese Navy during World War II, and it was the first carrier-based aircraft with performance that exceeded that of land-based fighter aircraft. To achieve this performance, the designers at Mitsubishi used a very lightly built airframe, and it did not have safety features like self-sealing fuel tanks or armor plating for the pilot. In this video, we'll be taking a look at the built-up kit. We'll also take a look at the plastic parts that come in the box. We'll look at the kit instructions and go through those. We will talk about the clarity and fit of the clear parts on this kit. We'll also look at the surface detailing on this kit and the fit of the major parts. We'll look at the detailing of the interior parts, and I'll talk about any additions or modifications that I made to the interior parts. I'll also talk about any aftermarket parts that I used in this build. We'll look at the painting and marking guides and the decal options in this kit. We'll look at how the decals themselves performed. I'll talk about any problem areas to watch out for, and I'll give my conclusions at the end. And we'll be attempting to answer the question, with the newer A6M Zero kits currently available from Tamiya and Eduard, is this classic Hasegawa kit still worth building? Looking at what comes in the box, there are 4 sprues of plastic parts and 1 sprue of clear parts included with the kit. Looking at the kit instructions, step 1 covers the cockpit assembly. This cockpit is very nicely detailed, and it includes decals for the instrument faces on the instrument panel and on the side consoles. These turned out great, and they really look nice on the finished kit. And I'm very happy with the level of detail on the interior of this kit. I scratch built the throttle lever on the left side of the cockpit. I also drilled out the lightning holes in the back of the pilot seat. Step 2 covers the fuselage assembly and installing the cockpit interior into that. I recommend taking your time with this step and getting part J6 properly aligned with the fuselage. I was able to get a decent fit here, and you can see in this picture I did add some Eduard photo etch seat belts to the pilot seat. Step 3 covers the engine assembly. It's very simple to build, but I'm very happy with the way this engine looks through the engine cowling. Steps 4 and 5 cover the engine cowl and mounting the engine cowl and engine to the front of the fuselage, as well as the tailplanes to the fuselage. The fit on everything in this step was excellent, and I had no issues with this step of construction. Step 6 covers the main wing assembly. As you can see, there are several modifications that need to be made with the kit parts in this step. I would say take your time and go through these. The wings themselves fit precisely together, and they really look nice on the finished kit. In step 7, we're joining the wing and fuselage assemblies. You can see in this photo, I was able to get a very good wing to fuselage fit. The lower engine scoop also fit very nicely. Steps 8 and 9 cover the main landing gear and the auxiliary fuel tank. Assembly here was very straightforward. Step 10 covers mounting the landing gear and the auxiliary fuel tank and the gear doors. These parts installed without a problem, and they really look great on the finished kit. And my only critique is that the landing gear wheel wells look to be a little bit on the shallow side. Step 11 is the final step in assembly, and it has you building the prop and attaching the cockpit canopy. The fit of all these parts was great. The cockpit transparencies are excellent. They're thin, they fit nicely in either the open or closed position, and they have crisp definition on the cockpit framing. Looking at the painting and marking guide, there are 2 marking options included with this kit. The first aircraft flew from the aircraft carrier Shokaku, and the second aircraft flew from the aircraft carrier Kaga. There are side views included of each aircraft. There's also a generic plan view and underside view of the aircraft in the instructions. And as a bonus, this kit includes decals that allow you to model Zeros flown from any aircraft carrier that participated in the Pearl Harbor raid. You can see some of the leftover decals here. Typical for Hasegawa decals of the time, the white on the decals is a little bit cream colored. These decals performed flawlessly, they went down easily, and they settled into the panel lines on the kit without issue. I found them to be thin, opaque, and in register. The surface detailing on the exterior of the kit consists of recessed panel lines. There is some rivet detail, but the kit itself is not heavily riveted. I augmented the surface detail on the kit as well with pastel weathering. In my opinion, this kit is adequately detailed. It is a relatively straightforward and simple build. The fit on the parts on this kit is excellent. The detailing on the parts themselves is very good. The decals turned out great. The clear parts fit perfectly, and I'm really happy with the way this kit turned out in the end. And the only area where the Tamiya and Eduard offerings are somewhat superior to this kit is the actual exterior surface detail, where those kits have a little bit more extensive engraved detail. Is Hasegawa's classic A6M still worth building? For me, that's a definite yes. This kit is certainly worth building. I had a wonderful time building it, and I really think the finished kit looks great on the shelf. Well, I'd love to know what you guys think. If any of you have built one of Hasegawa's A6M2b Zeros previously, please feel free to comment in the comment section below. As always, I hope you found this video entertaining and informative, and until next time, model on.